Hi, and welcome to Miracles on Monday with Mary Ellen. Today's topic is communication. I am speaking about verbal communication, and many of the points I'm using today can be used in your text or your email communications. 3 points I'm going to touch on while doing this live video will be key ingredients that you can use to enhance your communication skills, words you should use and words that you should avoid, and listening skills or hearing. Are you actually hearing what these people are saying to you? Okay, key ingredients that make up communication are, of course, words. Words are extremely powerful, and there are certain words that should be avoided, and certain magic words you should always include. Your tone of voice is extremely important. Everyone knows when they're training an animal, you can say it in one tone of voice, and they know that they're a good dog. You can say it in another tone of voice. You can say the words good dog, and in a gruff tone of voice, and that animal still thinks they're not doing what you want. So always look at your tone of voice. Are you speaking correctly? Are you enunciating your words? Eye contact, extremely important. Do you respect the person? Do you know your topic enough to make eye contact with people? Body language. Your body language is important. Do you move around when you speak? I have to be very careful not to use too many arm motions because I do tend to speak with my hands and my arms. Also, the other person's body language. They are showing you if they are listening to you, if they don't agree with you, by their body language. Listening is extremely important, and we're going to get to that in a couple of minutes. But not just listening, but are you actually hearing the messages that they are trying to say to you? Okay, going back to words. Words you should avoid, and certain magic words that you should always have. One word that I hope you avoid, and I want you to avoid it this week, is the word but, B-U-T. Try to substitute the word and. The example I like to give to people when I speak about this, let's say it's a Saturday morning. I get up and I go and I work out. My husband, while I'm gone, he cleans out the garage, makes it look really nice and just sweeps it out, works really hard, organizes it. I come home and he goes, "Why? Look at this, Mary Ellen, what do you think?" And I look at him and I say, "Yeah, that's really nice, but I really wish you'd cleaned out the basement." Okay, same scenario, using the word and. He cleans out the garage while I'm gone. I come home and I look at it and I say, "Gee, this is wonderful, and maybe next week we can work together and clean out the basement." In the first scenario, I took everything that he had done and I negated it. I wasn't meaning to, and I did. In the second scenario, I gave an option as to, "Gosh, that was wonderful what you did, and next week let me skip my workout and we'll work together." So this week, as you go through your week, step back and try, when you catch yourself saying but, substitute the word and. Certain magic words you should always use are things like, of course, please and thank you, and the person's name, such as Linus Woods Mullins. I'm so appreciative of you being here this morning. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I see some of the others of you are there, but I don't know why I'm not getting it on the bottom of my phone. So Manny and Cyrus and Earl, thank you so much for being here. Use the person's name when possible. And you can use the word sorry as a magic word as long as you take ownership for what the error was. Like, sorry I was late. Sorry I forgot the time. Take ownership for what was done. Sorry is a word that can be overused, and you don't want to do that because you just say sorry and drop it off like it's nothing. And it is something to the other person. Okay? So try not to overuse, although sorry can be a magic word, it can be overused when you do not take ownership for what you did. Well, for all of you people out there with young kids, parents, I want you to know the concept of inner speech. Inner speech is the ability to translate thoughts and spoken words into written words. Now, children that are 5 years old and younger do not have reading and writing skills, so they hear what you're saying in picture words. An example of this would be, let's say you're having a barbecue at your house, okay? Johnny is running around the house because he wants some attention. And you go to Johnny and you say, Johnny, don't run in the house. Well, you actually just told Johnny to run in the house, because there is a picture word for run, there is a picture word for house. But please tell me what the picture word is for don't. There's not one. So actually you just gave Johnny permission to do what he was doing. Whereas in the same scenario, if you walk up to Johnny and you say, you take him by the hand and you say, Johnny, we always walk in the house. Okay? You said it kinder. He heard you. He knows walk. He knows house. Okay? You took him by the hand. And then if he continues to run, there could be consequences. I firmly am of the belief that everyone hears in picture words. So when you are speaking to someone, when you really want them to hear your messages, try speaking in picture words. Okay, we went over key ingredients, words. Oh, now listening skills. Totally important, okay? Most of the time when people are listening to you, especially when they don't agree with you, they're not listening to you. They're thinking about what they're going to say next to defend their point. Okay? And especially after you say that word but, they close down their hearing because they know everything after a negative word, such as but, will be a negative. They do not do this consciously. It is a subconscious thing. You need to listen without interrupting. Interrupting shows lack of respect for the other person. It also shows lack of respect for you. Couples get into interrupting each other a lot because they assume they know what the other person is going to say. I am guilty of this as well as my husband will know he's guilty of this. And we both go, I tell people all the time, 99% of assumptions are false. So never assume you know what the other person is going to say. And do you actually hear the words that are being said? Never come away and say, well, I know she really meant, she said this, but she really meant this. Well, no. If a person says one thing and you think they meant something else, go and check with that person and say, okay, I heard you say you didn't want to do this, and I thought you wanted us to do this, so help me out here. So never assume, okay? Reviewing the talking points, the key ingredients that make up good communication skills are words that you should avoid, such as but, and please try going all week avoiding the word but, substituting the word and, magic words such as please, thank you, you're welcome, and the person's name, and listening skills. Are you actually hearing what they're saying? Are you pronunciating your words correctly to where they can hear you? And any of you who want to improve your video or your speaking skills, please videotape yourself, because I've learned a ton about myself just by being so blessed to do these presentations with you. Next week on Miracles on Monday with Mary Ellen, the topic will be fear. Now, how can your fear actually create a miracle in your life? Well, tune in next Monday to find out. And connect with me on AskMaryEllen.com. Pick up a copy of Truth, Taking Responsibility Unleashes True Healing. And I'll see you next week at 8 o'clock on Monday for Miracles on Monday with Mary Ellen. Thank you so much.